gamers? What's up? I forgot the thing. What do I say? Hey gamers, how's it going? Welcome to the 81st episode of Cinema Curse. Tonight, Bond Club 007, which, you know, should be a nicer thing, except for the fact that it's like the nadir of the series. It's probably
You know, I described, last time we did Twin Peaks Club, and I would say that we are at the part of Twin Peaks, like the end of second season,
yeah,
or like the middle of season 2.
We're at the Diane Keaton episode.
Yeah.
But here today, but we're at the end of the Roger Moore, Octopussy, A View to a Kill. Somehow Sean Connery returned and Never Say Never Again. And joined here today by Bri Robert.
Hello, everyone.
By Scott Heaton.
Hey, everyone. Good to see you.
By Luna Nightingale.
Hello, what's up?
And by Jason Steele.
Hello.
And it's been I gotta figure out how to say this. 1,015 days since the strike ended, and the AMPTP still sucks. Thank you to Marina Sakamoto and her band Shunkin for the use of their song Curse for our opening off of the EP She Nods. How is everybody doing?
Doing all right. Yeah.
Everything's going fucking great.
Solid.
Life is great. Dreams, magic, all that stuff.
Rainbows and unicorns.
Yeah.
I know the perfect pick-me-up. Let's talk about Octopussy, 1983's Octopussy.
Yay.
This is.
Sorry, I just jumped off a bridge. Actually,
I think this is the shortest notes I've ever had, because there's just a lot of me. Like, there was a lot of like this. What I have for the opening, for the entire opening sequence, is opening completely unrelated nonsense. Wikipedia doesn't even summarize this stuff. Who cares? That's all I have written down. Opening titles have Bond, Laser Show, and an Evil Dead 2 portal, and the ironically titled All Time High. Not necessarily because the song is the worst Bond song or anything, but more so, I think this is probably my least. I think let's talk about the movie overall for a second. I think beforehand, I don't know if I would have said for sure this was my least favorite, but we are past the other ones that I would have said over it at this point now. So I can definitely say at this point, I'm pretty sure Octopussy is my least favorite. Not necessarily because it's inherently like the worst or bad or anything. And sometimes it's like the least. It's just the least of everything. There's nothing bad about it in like an interesting way. There's barely any good. Like the sets have really. I don't know what has been happening. This is like the only cool set in the whole movie, basically, the one behind me. All the other sets are like fine. And there's just like nothing. There's nothing in it even like bad in a way that's like.
There's
fun.
Not like memorable set pieces. The villain is not that interesting.
It's the clown.
I think you put it. Yeah,
it's the clown one.
Yeah, you put it perfectly. It's the least. I was looking back at my reviews, and I said that Man with the Golden Gun was a strong contender for like low point, and it still is.
Yeah.
But I think that Octopussy takes the crown. My review is like, do I even like Bond movies? Because like you watch this and you're just kind of like, I don't know, man. Like this, what is this?
It feels like if a time traveler was tasked with going back in time and erasing one Bond movie from existence, this is the one that would have the least ill effects on the current timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah, this very much feels like a we've made another one sort of movie.
Yeah. Like, I would feel like people who don't like the Bond movies would use this as an example of, like, why the Bond movies are bad. Like, if you to them, every single Bond movie is like this. I assume, is that correct, Brian?
Yeah, all that for sure. Yeah, see, there was no question in my brain whether I like this or not, or I like these Bond movies. That's for sure. Was that?
We start the real story at a circus in East Berlin, which sounds like a setup for a joke. 009, disguised as a clown, is hunted by knife-throwing twins, Mishka and Grishka. He's found dead with a fake Fabergé egg. Debriefing New M, possibly it's definitely the same actor from The Spy Who Loved Me who was playing like a secretary. I do like the implication that maybe it's the same guy who got promoted like off screen or whatever. But I don't know. Doesn't really matter. The real egg is being auctioned as the property of a lady, which is the title. This egg stuff is taken from the short story, The Property of a Lady, I believe. They do get into the short story Octopussy at some point, and we will talk about that.
Another Bond movie, the short story of a lady, or is that another Bond story?
Yeah, there's 4 Bond, Ian Fleming Bond short stories. I believe it's 4 that whose titles have not been used, and one of them is Property of a Lady, and the others are Risico, which means something, which honestly sounds like it could be a James Bond movie title. It's a single word. It's kind of fun. Yeah. Fleet. The Hildebrand rarity, which does not really. It sounds more like a
Hildebrand. Huh?
That sounds like a Wes Anderson movie.
Or it's like a Hercule Poirot case more than a Bond thing. And then there's 007 in New York.
That's the one I want to see.
That's the one. I've been thinking we might next year do a special episode where I run a session of the 80s Bond tabletop RPG, and I was thinking of adapting 007 in New York.
Hell yeah.
I like that.
Meanwhile, the Soviets are contemplating joining NATO with Gogol, the voice of reason, and new guy Orlov wanting to invade. He just wants to invade. He wants to invade everybody. And they're on this cool set behind me, which is not even... It really is like scraping... Like, those early movies, it was like I had to like narrow it down sometimes. Like, there's so many cool sets. And it was really easy on this movie, on these. Anyways, we find...
Octopussy does the narrating for you.
Yeah. We find out that Orlov is connected to the fake egg and 009's death. At the auction, Bond sees our bad guy Khan and his girl Magda. Bond drives with the price to fuck with Khan. He also switches the eggs. It all leads to India, where the movie makes a clever choice and avoids showing us Bond actually in the copter. So I can't say there's no points either way. Who knows? Who knows what happened? It's only implied. You have to read between the lines, and that's not what I'm doing here. I'm just saying I'm telling the facts. Bond meets some buddies. Khan is at the Monsoon Palace, but plays backgammon at the casino. Not the weirdest game we'll see played at a casino this episode.
Another game is wild.
We also start setting up the special octopus symbol that we keep seeing, the Octopussy octopus. Later at the casino, Khan is clearly using weighted dice, and Bond once again fucks with him using the dice and the egg. He bets with the egg. We meet Khan's heavy, Gobinda, who I'm going to call Gob, as he crushes the dice. It's so funny. There's like details like this I don't have in A View to a Kill, and the summary's still like way longer. Bond is followed, and a chase in the streets of Delhi ensues. His buddy has an MI6 powered by a tuk-tuk. Or wait, a tuk-tuk powered by MI6. I wrote that wrong. I wrote that completely wrong with that little 3-wheel car he's got.
You should just cancel this James Bond club. Honestly, you just don't know your shit.
Yeah, I really don't know anything. And then there's some local culture. We're not really talking about Temple of Doom this episode, but there's some India racism in this, and even this movie can't do like India racism as fun as Temple of Doom. It's just like there. It's just happening. In Temple of Doom, it's like really crazy. Station I, Q is here being Q. I did laugh when Bond asks how he is, and he immediately responds with most unhappy 007. They've put a mic/tracker in the egg. Bond gets an acid pen and a TV watch, and then is a real pervert with the camera. Uses the camera to look at boobs, and one of the more explicitly scenes where Bond does some shit like that in any of these movies. I feel
some workplace harassment.
Yeah, just directly.
It wouldn't be a Bond movie without a healthy dose of misogyny.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's very direct. It feels like it's not like Moneypenny stuff where it's all it's a little cheeky and it's kind of back and forth. It just really seems, Yeah.
It also feels like shock jock sort of.
Yeah.
Like the way it zooms in and out. Wow, wow, wow. It's it doesn't even seem like James Bond misogyny. It's just some crew member's misogyny.
He's classier than this. He should be.
Yeah, totally.
He should be.
Later, I guess, Bond has dinner with Magda and then they fuck. She's got that octopus tattoo. Bond lets her take the egg. He's knocked out by Goeb. Khan takes the egg back on his boat. Manned exclusively by women to some lady, presumably Octopussy, feeding an octopus. At the Monsoon Palace, Bond wakes up and is taken to dinner with Magda and Khan, where they can't even do racism as fun as Indiana Jones. I had that in my notes. Later, Bond uses his acid pen to escape as Orlov comes to meet with Khan. Some sort of bigger plan besides just forging eggs happening in 1 week. And Karl Marx Stadt. Bond sneaks out, is hunted by guys on elephants like Lord of the Rings. Bond runs in tigers and spiders and does a Tarzan thing, and there's leeches. And he gets out.
They use that sound, that Tarzan sound. That's the original Tarzan sound, which I thought was fascinating.
It's funny.
Funny, all right. It is funny.
It's not the worst use of a sound effect in a Bond film. I put that in a slide whistle, but it might be the second worst.
Imagine if they did that. They should have done that shit in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Oh no, Scott discombobulated himself out of the call.
He gave up out of Bond. He's like, you know what? I don't think I like Bond anymore.
Yeah. Octopussy, it's Maud Adams, and she lives on this women-only island. Bond visits in a crocodile water mech or something, and the story that they tell about her father is the short story. So the short story Octopussy is about a guy who was a former MI6 agent or something, and he after some mission, he stole all this money he was supposed to get back to MI6 and lived in secrecy, and he became a fisher, and there was an octopus that he kind of took care of, but it was still wild, that he nicknamed Octopussy. And Bond basically comes to him, but because he's a former spy, Bond is well, I can take you in, or you can do whatever. I'll be back here tomorrow. And then the guy has Octopussy essentially take his own life. And I guess in the movie, Octopussy's thanks for giving my dad a noble death or something. I don't really know. That seems to be the implication. Honestly, that's a better story than anything that's happening in this. Thing 1 and Thing 2 intro Khan, who was displeased to find.
They're kind of dressed like them too. So
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's why I wrote it in here. He's displeased to find Octopussy, or Bond under Octopussy's protection. Off island, Khan hires a bunch of guys, including a dude with a chainsaw yo-yo, to go kill Bond. Find out more about Octopussy. She used her father's gold to get into smuggling. She's connected to a circus. She tries to get Bond to join her. They fuck. Bond's buddy is killed by the chainsaw yo-yo in the guy's head, and that thing seems cooler until he can only use the chainsaw yo-yo from right above. It seems that seems like the most effective place to use it. He doesn't use it that much in other places. They don't. Well, they could have, but they couldn't. I don't know if they just Jungling, the director, was I don't know. He just uses it up and down because it's like a yo-yo, and then he went back to bed. But Bond escapes in his mecha croc, making it seem like he died. Time to head to Berlin. Bond, I only have 3 paragraphs left on Octopussy. We're already so close to the end of this one. Bond heads to the circus, and everyone is there. Octopussy, Khan, Magda, Orlov, the whole gang. It seems like the plan is to steal a bunch of jewels from the Kremlin, but actually everyone is double-crossing Octopussy and using her resources to set off a bomb in a U.S. base that I guess will yada, yada, yada. Orlov gets his big invasion he wants. It's a pretty bad plan that doesn't really make any sense, and also it's not as fun as the plan. The plan in A View to a Kill is really stupid, but it's at least kind of more fun. You can just like say what the thing is, where it's like, I guess they're gonna set off a bomb, and it's like a chain reaction, and then this guy is gonna get to invade because he wants to invade. I don't like. Who cares? What are you talking about? I guess like they're setting off a bomb, so that part sucks. But it just seems like, I don't know. What do you guys think? It's not a great plan.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like the sort of like false flag kind of plan that might happen kind of in real life. It's not a very cinematic or interesting like plot to follow. I don't know. I don't have strong feelings for or against this villainous plot.
Yeah, I feel like maybe if it was like, if this plot was in a better movie, I'd be like, fine, like, but like, because it is just kind of like the clothes string that's just pulling everything along.
Yeah.
And if what was being pulled along was more interesting, then I'd be like, fine. But because there's nothing interesting surrounding it, it doesn't help that like also the plot or like the whole mission is pretty lame too.
Yeah, because I like Orlov. Like, as a character, I understand his motivation, and he, like, the actor plays him as a, like, fanatic pretty well. And, like, all that stuff is fine. It's just nothing else really connects to it very well. And so it feels like this little bit that works amongst a whole pile of other stuff that doesn't really work.
Because it feels like there's like 3 main villains, because it's like Octopussy ends up obviously being a good guy, and then there's Khan, I guess. Orlov should have been the more main villain. I guess that's like that. The kind of big issue is with that. I mean, there's a lot of issues. Is having both Orlov and Khan is kind of redundant. You say there's nothing interesting that happened, but Bond sneaks onto a train with the bomb and hides in a monkey costume. Meanwhile,
he does do that.
Gogol and the Soviets find the jewels, and they stop Orlov at least. Anyway, there's a bunch of business here, but it boils down to the fact that Octopussy doesn't know about the bomb. They get to the circus at the army base where the bomb is going to blow up. Bond dresses up as a clown and saves the day. I yada yada a lot of that because there isn't really a lot that actually happens.
But Bond dresses up as a clown and saves the day is kind of Octopussy in a nutshell, I would say.
It's weird how much of like the character of Octopussy is like very much we have pussy galore at home. It's just like it's the same kind of character with the same kind of name with the same kind of like troop with branding on it.
Yeah,
stuff. It's
the
like,
acrobats instead of flyers, but still.
Yeah.
Speaking of, back in India, Khan is cleaning Octopussy out when she and her like acrobats or whatever stop him. A big fight breaks out, and Bond and Q come in on a hot air balloon with a Union Jack on it, and the whole thing with the way the dubbing and that shot looked, it reminded me of like a stage show at Disney World where you hear like the dub. There's like a hot air balloon coming onto stage, and you hear like the dubbing over the speakers, and they get on stage. Bond slides on a rail and shoots off the end to protect his nuts. Khan and Gobe take OP on a plane. Bond hangs onto the outside. Some kind of cool stunts here, even though it's hard to watch these and not just immediately think now about the Final Reckoning and whatever you want to say about that movie. But
Yeah, I mean, there's in the Roger Moore era and in this movie in particular, like there's tons of like extremely good stunt work. Like I saw some behind the scenes shots of like them filming the plane stunts here, and they've got like actors strapped to a plane in the air and a cameraman strapped to another plane filming it, and it's like really impressive, but not presented in a way where the work that they put into the stunts translate to an interesting scene.
Yeah, honestly, Connor, you bring up Final Reckoning is a great point, because like watching this stuff is like, oh, they've been doing this stuff for a while, but like that movie knew how to like show it off.
Yeah.
This movie barely like. It even if like the movie was the same movie, that stunt I should have been like, well, that was fucking incredible, but it just did not feel that way.
Yeah, because people, like a lot of people had, and I think there are obviously things to criticize with Final Reckoning, but like everybody who talked about the movie, that sequence and the earlier submarine sequence, everyone's just glowing about. Like there's no negative things about those two.
No, my review of that movie is like it's really uneven, but once he hits the submarine, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
From the submarine on, it's just pure entertainment. So it took 2.5 hours to get there, but we're having a good time.
But yeah, eventually Octopussy and Bond survive, and all the others die in a horrible crash. Boring. From A View to a Kill next. At the end of the movie, they say he'll return in From A View to a Kill, which is the name of the short story, but they dropped that from. It was too many short little words, and to be fair, they're kind of right. That's honestly, it's the least of the problems.
Yeah, I agree. A View to a Kill flows better than From A View to a Kill.
Yeah. Yeah, Octopussy.
Thumbs down. 8 thumbs down.
I do get sad that some of the extraordinary stunt work in this era is just locked in these mediocre to bad movies.
I'd say that slide whistle sums it up. Like, great stunts, just presented unfathomably bad.
Some of the characters aren't really all that interesting either.
That's fair.
Like, Octopussy already sounds like the name you would give your STD. And I do want to stress that this is like the second time in a Bond film that I've noticed that James Bond, like, I think the first time that there is a sex scene in the movie, it's between Magda and Bond. I think Magda at first says James no, and then they continue to fuck anyway. So
yeah,
I'm gonna
count that as the second James Bond sexual assault that
It can't just be the second. There's no way.
Yeah, I feel like we're.
Yeah, he commits like a on-screen sexual assault in probably half of these films.
Just like, out of the ones I've noticed.
Yeah.
I feel like on Her Majesty's Secret Service is like the only one that I'm sure he didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah, because there's the woman at the spa in
Thunderball.
I think the third, Thunderball.
Pussy Galore herself and Goldfinger, arguably.
Yeah.
I think Pussy Galore was the one I was thinking of.
That one's pretty like.
That one's the worst because it's like it's corrective. it's like she's queer and evil and gets assaulted and becomes straight and good.
Yeah.
Goldfinger.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear what my dad had to say.
Oh, all right.
What a transition.
Part 1. I recently rewatched both Octopussy and A View to a Kill. I've read the Ian Fleming short stories, the same titles. Movies are absolutely nothing like the short stories. Actually, that was my emphasis, not his. I actually liked both films more than I'd remembered. They're not among the better Bond films, but really not that bad. Louis Jordan was a good but not great antagonist in Octopussy. However, Christopher Walken was a great antagonist in A View to a Kill, coming across as a very evil opponent to Bond. I like Maud Adams as a female lead in Octopussy, but I thought Tanya Roberts gave a weak performance as the female lead in A View to a Kill. Opening of both films was really spectacular with the flying in Octopussy and the skiing in A View to a Kill. However, both theme songs are pretty unremarkable. Disagree. I texted him about that earlier.
Whoa.
Compared to earlier theme songs. He's not a new wave guy.
All right, well, that's not going to help. Yeah, that'll do
was
it.
born in like the early 50s. So,
Okay, yeah.
Roger Moore's performance as Bond in both films was adequate but not great. Even though I like them more than I remembered, I still would rate these films in the bottom half of the series. So, slightly more positive than us.
Gentler than us.
Yeah.
Certainly for Octopussy. Although harsher for A View to a Kill. So
yeah, I think so. Well, we'll see. I think you actually maybe even like A View to a Kill more than me. But I've got behind me, there is like no sets. I mean, that's like one of my big thoughts. There's like no sets in this one that I thought were really that cool. Other than, well, there's the thing that happens at the end, which is cool, which is a different type of cool set than what I'm usually looking for. The kind of Ken Adams like retro future shit that I feel like the movies, especially in the 60s, but even still in the 70s, really like excelled at. I will say this. This movie always gets a bump up whenever I watch it because I'm always like, yes, it's the last Roger Moore one.
No, it does have that going for it. The way that maybe Live and Let Die maybe loses a star. It's like, oh boy, here we go. All right.
Apparently Moore quit after this one because he not only was he older than Tanya Roberts, he was older than Tanya Roberts' mom, and it freaked him out. He was like, this is weird. She was on set and he was older than Tanya Roberts' mom. He was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And Roger Moore,
Tanya Roberts?
she's Sutton. She's like the one at the end, basically, the main Bond girl who isn't Mayday. He's obviously the more memorable. The movie also starts with a Zorin warning, which I thought was funny.
Is that like, what was that about?
Apparently there was a corporation called Zorin, and they were like, hey, you gotta let people know we're not evil. We're not evil, Christopher. We're not trying to sink the entire Bay Area. Don't.
Okay, Zorin.
So that's why there's a Zorin. That's why I don't know. I know the version. I don't know if the version you had, Jason, had that, but at the beginning it opens with that disclaimer that it's like Zorin is not associated, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
All right, you don't have to tell me twice. View to a Kill starts somewhere in the Arctic. Bond finds a body under the Soviets' noses. Got a little microchip in it. Bond is chased down a mountain. Helicopter seems to fuck him up, but it's too early to call. The bit I have been dreading for 6 movies is here. California girls on a ski slope for some reason.
It's so weird.
I guess he's snowboarding?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
I just liked how out of place it was. That's what felt great about it. I was just like, yeah, that works for me. But not probably reasons that they intended.
There's some strange sound editing decisions in the Roger Moore era.
Yeah, it's like every once in a while they're like, what if it's just a goof here?
What if we just put a little goof? Yeah.
So
That'd be funny. It's like a summer movie. We're on the ski slopes.
Oh, have you heard of this? Snowboarding? Wow.
Yeah.
It's like surfing.
But they play it and then they go back to like the score again.
Yeah.
Like it's so like
The rest of the movie should have been the Beach Boys.
Yeah. Like the entirety of and just the most desolate, cold film.
Yeah.
Just Beach Boys soundtrack the entire time.
Bond then shoots a flare into the helicopter, so of course Bond 6, Helicopter 6, they're all tied up.
Tied. All right.
Bond then lounges in his sex sub as we transition to the banger opening song that is very explicitly about fucking. I love this opening. This I think is my 4th favorite Bond song. We've already talked about my top 3. I like this one a lot.
I love this one too.
I will see Maurice Binder is starting to slack on the opening titles. Just like, I don't know, what if he put some black light paint on them? There's not the like sort of it's gone from the kind of early minimalist construction. Has it been Maurice Binder the whole time? I think maybe.
I think so.
I don't know. Something happened at a certain point. He had like a great sort of minimalist Saul Bass sort of thing, and then at a certain point, just like I don't know, they're flipping around and they got like fucking some black light lipstick on. Whatever. I'm gonna go back to bed.
Are people even still watching these?
Yeah. But I like the song a lot. At MI6, Q is playing around with his toy car and info dumps about EMPs and new microchips that are impervious to them. Apparently, that info has been stolen by the KGB through Zorin Industries. It's also funny, we had watched the day before this, we had watched The Core, which is about
about 2 hours and 15 minutes.
It was about 2 hours and 15 minutes too long.
Yeah.
So.
Which we kept thinking of that because that's sort of about EMP fields and stuff during some of this early stuff.
Both movies took place on Green Earth Day, so that was another.
The movie opens with like the core. I'm going to talk about the core for a second, but the movie opens with a subtitle that's like Green Earth Day, as if that's like a thing.
Like, oh, okay. Well, good. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That was my second favorite subtitle. My favorite one was when they were escaping the core. It was like, whoa! And then it says 16 hours later. Whoa!
Yeah, it's like like the bit in Bill and Ted where they're falling.
Yeah, and there's like, oh, that's right. I forgot. They had mentioned before that, like, oh, it takes a long time to get there, but just 16 hours later, like, we're still at it.
You know, that was like a suit that was like sitting there. It's like, I'm pretty sure you said it would be a while earlier. You need to put like a subtitle in there.
People need to know.
Anyways, back to A View to a Kill. At a derby, the crew heads in to scope out Zorin, played by Christopher Walken, and his girl Mayday, played by Grace Jones. Zorin wins the race, but aspersions are cast. In Paris, on the set of Murder Mystery 2, now streaming on Netflix, aka The Eiffel Tower, Bond meets with a guy looking into Zorin at a butterfly show.
By the way, before we talk about like that horse race,
Yeah.
Like that was the moment when it's like, yeah, it's time to retire this whole, like, it looked like a bunch of like
Old people?
retired old people.
Yeah,
you know, in their Sunday best.
It's like, okay for Q and M to look old, but like, yeah, Moore and Lois Maxwell, God bless her heart, but we were joking around about, because I'm pretty sure Robert Brown continues through the Timothy Dalton movies, as does Desmond Llewellyn, but imagine if Lois Maxwell had.
With Dalton?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Brosnan.
Yeah. He's still in them. Let's see. This guy that Bond is meeting with is killed by an imposter butterfly guy that turns out to be... There's like people floating around butterflies on sticks. I don't know what the fuck this is.
The location scouts like, we got this weird shit we stumbled on. We got to do this in the movie.
I guess they're doing it in the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand what's happening. A chase and
kind of seen that, like it's supposed to like give the ambiance of like
butterflies or something.
Yeah,
and then Mayday uses one, and I guess she puts like poison on a hook or something. Anyways, the chase ensues up and down the tower. And then we do get some pretty good car stunts as Bond destroys a car while chasing her down, but she gets away with Zorin. I do like that car scene where he steals that French guy's car, and he just keeps it just piece by piece getting destroyed as he's trying to chase her down.
Yeah. I like every single car chase in which the car gets smaller and smaller as the chase goes on.
It is pretty funny when he's just in the half car at the end.
Yeah. And I like, and it makes it better too, because they don't like the movie isn't like having people be like, oh, wah, wah. You know, there isn't like a
nobody looks at their alcohol and then looks in the car and then looks at their alcohol.
Yeah,
I've been drinking too much.
You just get to play it in like a fun way, and it's not like this huge giant joke. It's just like, oh, isn't that isn't that clever, which makes it more, I don't know. It's nice. At Zoran's estate, Bond heads in undercover to Zoran's thoroughbred sale. Ithacus, the brother of Zoran's prize Pegasus, is the big ticket. Bond's buddy Tibbet, posing as his driver, does some snooping, and I realized here how beautiful horses are and how much of a horse girl I would have been if I was a girl. Anyways, Pegasus has disappeared, apparently. I was thinking, I really I like horses are cool, and I wish the first half of this movie is a lot about horse eugenics, and I wish the whole movie was about horse eugenics, because it would have been there's a Bond for horse crime.
That's Ace Ventura, I believe.
Yeah. Who's the British Ace Ventura? It's Deuce. I don't know, something else.
Pretty sure their name would be 00 Nate.
Yeah. But party later, Bond spies Zoran writing a blonde woman Sutton a very large check. Bond also meets a Texas oil guy and the Crypt Keeper, some old German freak, I guess is the breeding consultant for Zoran. I never clarified his real name, so I do just refer to him as the Crypt Keeper throughout the rest of these notes. If everyone's okay with that. Everyone is suspicious of each other.
I'll accept it.
It's honestly, to be honest, the reason you wouldn't accept it is because it's kind of disparaging to the Crypt Keeper. Because the Crypt Keeper is not, as far as we know, an escaped Nazi war criminal. That night,
we know.
Yeah. That night, Bond and Tibbet sneak into Pegasus' stable and find an elevator down into Umbrella's secret underground horse lab pictured behind me, where, I don't know, they're making super horses to defeat communist China. Actually, this is how Zoran won the race. They're using microchips and horse steroids. They head...
Isn't this also the plot of Sorry to Bother You?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah. They head deeper and find out Zoran is hoarding microchips. Meanwhile, Mayday and Zoran are practicing sexual Tai Chi. They realize someone is snooping around and up the security. Bond is... This is a bit in the story I don't really understand. Bond is unable to make it back to his room in time. Mayday recognizes him, so Bond's plan is to get into Mayday's bed, and then her and Zoran... I guess the idea is her and Zoran are like, yeah, go fuck him, because you'll get info from him or something. I don't know. It's just... There's a lot of people in this movie should have just, like, shot another character with a gun in the head. Multiple times.
I mean, that's most of the Bond movies. There's somebody like...
It feels... Yeah, it feels especially
at killing people.
Yeah.
Yeah, this, like, it feels like this scene happens because they were like, well, Bond has to sleep with Mayday at some point. How do we make that work out?
Yeah.
And then they worked back from that from that idea. It created this convoluted situation that would lead to that.
Yeah. Anyways, next day, Zoran talks to Bond using his horse computer to covertly figure out who Bond actually is. Walken is pretty fun here in some of these scenes, to be honest.
Yeah.
Computer is pretty fun, too, because it's just such an 80s version of, like, how computers work.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Tibbet tries to send a message to M, but is killed by Mayday. A friendly horse race.
Before you move on, I want to, like, when Tibbet was killed, it really solidified, like, why I think so many of these Roger Moore movies don't work. Because, like, they set up a character like Tibbet, who's this, like, comic relief who has this, like, relationship with Bond where it's, like, Bond is kind of, like, mistreating him in a... like colleagues undercover sort of way. And it's the sort of setup that doesn't usually lead in a film to one of the characters being brutally murdered.
Yeah.
Or if it does, it means a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like these movies never really, like, figure out their tone. Where it's like, are they wacky? Are they cruel? Whatever. It's this odd mix that just never really works for me.
No, I think you're absolutely right. That's the thing about these movies. Like, once we get to the Brosnan era, and especially the Daniel Craig era, like, oh, they're making like movies, and it feels by the time we get to the Craig era, it's almost like they're not quite making Oscar movies, but hey, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, Sam Mendes is making them.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it seems like they were like good enough was good enough, and maybe even harder than they were going for with the more movies. Like, they're Bond movies. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. Franchise movies.
But that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah.
I'm excited for them to become movies. Like, that's what I can't wait for.
I feel
No,
like
I can't.
I feel like they were movies in the 60s,
Yeah,
and
that's the
then
thing.
Oh, they were, yeah.
and like there's a lot of issues with the 60s ones, but they have their place, and they hold up as what they are. And then you get to the 70s and 80s, and they're still trying to do that exact same thing. And they've like
they don't quite know what Bond is in that era.
Yeah.
Which actually, and we'll get to it eventually, but I think Austin Powers did a lot to like shaping what Bond wants to be, because like I remember when the Craig movies came out, like the articles like, can we take Bond seriously?
Yeah.
Because of Austin Powers. But what they were really making fun of in Austin Powers is like the 70s stuff. So, yeah.
A friendly horse race breaks out. Bond riding Inferno. Zorin bets Ithacus, but he's planning to shoot Inferno full of crazy juice with his microchip cane. Zorin pulls out a bunch of bullshit here, like, not even trying to be subtle. Bond should really just pull out his gun and shoot Walken in the back of the fucking head here. Like, there's really, he's like not even trying.
It's also strange because like he has those henchmen that are clearly there to like beat up Bond, but also every time Walken like moves the goalposts or whatever for like the horse obstacles, a bunch of the henchmen fall out of the way. Like, he's really doing more good for Bond than he is for himself.
Yeah.
With those shenanigans.
Thinning out the herd.
Yeah.
Bond tries to escape, but he's struck by Mayday driving Tippet's car. Zorin kind of smartly decides to just kill Bond by drowning him, but Bond weasels his way out of it. Zorin meets with Gogol. Zorin is apparently just working with the Soviets. More specifically, he was some sort of biological experiment. I wrote down Weapon K ? Zorin wants to make a microchip cartel, but they need to destroy Silicon Valley first. Which that's a good Bond villain plot.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
We have to destroy the entire Bay Area.
I mean, Peter Thiel would be like the perfect Bond villain. I mean, come on.
One guy.
He's not.
Yeah, one guy is.
True.
One guy is queasy and he gets ejected from the blimp they're on in a funny scene. They do the classic, like, one guy's like, we can't do this, and he's like, okay, then you can leave. And he like walks out and he walks down. I don't know where he's going. He's on a blimp. He would know. We don't know he's on a blimp because it hasn't been revealed to us yet. But he knows he's on a blimp. I guess he's going somewhere else. But then like stairs turn into a ramp and he gets shot off. And anytime in a movie where they throw like a dummy off somewhere really high and we just see it fall is always at least kind of fun. And then you get the good exchange, the Mayday and Zorin, like the what of you to a kill. Too stupid.
I kind of thought with the like genetic experiment Christopher Walken stuff that like it was going to turn out that Mayday is also part of that maybe they're so close because they escaped from this or were a product of this experimentation. It doesn't actually come up though.
No, she's just a cool, strong lady.
Just a cool, strong lady, yeah.
With bad taste in men.
Yeah.
You hate to see it.
Yeah.
And very poor writing to work with.
Yeah. In San Francisco, Bond meets Chuck Lee, a CIA buddy. Apparently, this Crypt Keeper is an escaped Nazi and created super babies, which is obviously supposed to be what Zorin is. They investigate an oil pumping station where the bad guy gang is preparing for Operation Main Strike. They also feed a guy into an underwater turbine, which I feel like you can only do so many times before it starts getting clogged. Uh, Bond escapes one of the more inexplicable sequences of the film, I would say. Kind of an aside that just kind of happens. Bond escapes with Pola Ivanova. They say it like they say it the way that it'd be like on Gilligan's Island, like, oh, the Harlem Globetrotters are here. That's like kind of a mix up of two different things, but he says it as if it's a thing we should know.
Yeah.
But we don't. It's just like a Russian spy who I guess has a history with Bond, which I would almost be okay with if the Bond series had ever done this before, because this is like a thing that, you know, like the Indiana Jones movies do. But the Bond movies don't really do that.
Yeah, I thought I had missed something at first.
Yeah.
It's like, do I know this character?
Nope. They're trying to do that thing, but that's not how these movies work. I mean, there's like Felix Leiter, and that's it, and he actually shows up a bunch, at least. He takes the tape she took of Zorin's plans. Bond finds a connection between Sutton from earlier and the guy at City Hall approving Zorin's plans. Bond trails Sutton like a creep. And speaking of Indiana Jones, we do see the the steps. Yeah, the Raider steps a bunch here. The City Hall in San Francisco is the steps from the Under Raiders of the Lost Ark, where Indy and Marion are arguing about the bureaucrats. We could see that a couple times. That was kind of cool. I was excited. I was like, oh, that's a better movie.
Let's go watch that again.
Yeah. At Sutton's, Bond sneaks in and gets spooked by a cat. Sutton thinks Bond is a Zorin stooge until a bunch of actual Zorin stooges show up to try and kill her. Later, in my notes, I kept predicting when they would have sex, and I kept being wrong. I thought they were going to do it right after the fight, but then he cooks for them, and then he just tucks her in later, and we get like a soft flute version of the theme playing.
By the way, this is another one, it kind of like in Live or Let Die, where I liked hearing the theme throughout the movie.
Yes.
Like, it plays very well.
It's a memorable like theme of things, so it stands out when you hear it, I think.
And it works, because the song itself is, like you said, new wave and pretty aggressive, but it can play like mellower when it's orchestrated. And so I thought that worked really well.
This is a part of the movie I'm a little confused on. I guess Sutton's family owned an oil company, or like her husband or something, and Zorin tried to buy her out and she refused, which I guess doesn't affect his plan at all, or does he? Or I does because it I don't understand. It's not like oh, we need the keys to this place, and then in the City Hall scene he gets the keys from her. You know what I mean? There's not like a passing of the thing that he needs from her. She's just like, I'm not gonna do it, and then he's like, well, I'm just gonna do all this shit anyways. Okay, well, yeah. I guess it didn't matter.
Because nothing it's like he doesn't get her to sign the contracts, and he's still doing his stuff. So
yeah, and it seems he kills her. He doesn't get anything. Like I said, it would make sense if maybe she had some, like her father owned the patent to some radio device thing that they needed to use or some shit like that. And then when they leave him at City Hall, he like takes her key card or some bullshit like that. That would have made sense, but that part I didn't understand.
A lot of this movie feels like a first draft.
The next morning, an earthquake wakes up Bond sleeping with the cat, and the most Northern Cali thing happens when Sutton looks up San Fran earthquake info on her Apple computer, which I thought was a funny moment. The earthquake seems to be connected to Zorin and his pumping of seawater. She tries to tell her boss, but she's fired. Later, they speculate with Chuck that Zorin is making an earthquake machine. At some point, they talk about the concept of a double earthquake, which is funny. Which I don't know if that's a real thing. Chuck is killed. I assume not. Chuck is killed by Mayday before he can even be marginally useful. I don't know why he's in this movie. Sorry, Chuck. That's another one. They do the same thing in this one, like this buddy, but he doesn't even have any relationship with Bond. At City Hall, Bond and Sutton find info about an abandoned silver mine main strike. But Zorin and Mayday show up to kill everyone. Also, Sutton tries to tell off Zorin, and Bond like interrupts her. Like she's saying, like, "Hey Zorin, you fucker," and Bond's like, "Don't waste your breath." I'm like, Bond, just let her tell him to fuck off. Why are you interrupting her? They're taken to the boss, and in a kind of fun walk-in moment, he describes how the boss is going to be killed, and the good guys are going to be framed for it, and then he shoots them. The building is set on fire, and Bond and Sutton barely manage to escape, and when they do, Bond seems like a hero rescuing a woman, and the big Ghostbusters-esque crowd outside is eating it up, and we get the triumphant version of the Duran Duran theme. A fat cop tries to arrest Bond, but Bond slimes him and scrams on a fire truck, resulting in a pretty fun fire truck sequence. Some pig-on-pig violence. So I'm okay with it.
Pig violence, always good.
At the silver mine, the next day, Bond and Sutton hijack the explosives truck and sneak in, and we get a women's lib Teamsters joke about her high heels. She
I forgot about
it's not the most offensive joke of the movie. It's just kind of oddly placed, I think. Also, this is my bigger note of it is she should have changed into flats before going to City Hall. That's the part that I don't understand. She couldn't have predicted she would have gotten into this much trouble, but come on. I blame her. The whole bad guy gang is here. I guess there's one explosion that's going to remove some water, and a second that's actually going to sink the entirety of the Bay Area, which Scott said Team Zorin when they said that. Bond is caught, and our heroes are chased through the mine by Mayday. They do the first explosion, sending Mayday to her death, which she realizes. Zorin and his buddy Scarface, who's been here the whole time, I also don't know what his real name is, but he hasn't really done anything. But they just start going nuts. They start shooting everybody, like the Texas oil guy, the workers. They start really going nuts. It feels.
Yeah, I didn't quite. Are they just evil? Is that? I mean, like what's? Like...
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they do set up. This is awkwardly, but they set up that Zorin is canonically just an evil sociopath. Mm-hmm. Like his whole thing is just that he's evil because of genetic experimentation.
Yeah, he's a Nazi experiment.
Yeah, so I think that's how this comes out in the movie. He just kills a bunch of his own people for no real reason.
Zorin is from Weapon X, but the X is a swastika.
Yeah.
Zorin prepares to leave on his hidden blimp with Scarface and the Crypt Keeper. Meanwhile, Bond and Mayday solve the crank puzzle and remove the starter bomb from the bigger bomb. And Mayday's very strong during this sequence. Mayday sacrifices herself to get the bomb out of range, and she at least gets a sort of like, she doesn't literally flick Zorin off, but gets to kind of mean mug him a little bit, give him a little face. Also, I think here, why didn't Zorin just have a second bomb?
That shit's expensive, man.
It wasn't because it was like the starter. It wasn't even the actual bomb. The rest of the bomb is still there.
How do you afford a blimp and multiple bombs?
Yeah,
like the blimp is probably like still.
And especially that's like one of those stealth blimps because he's able to sneak up on somebody.
Yeah, that's what I have next.
That's like a blimp that's also a house.
The blimp.
If only Zorin hadn't killed everyone who could have stopped the bomb from being defused.
Outside the mine, the blimp sneaks up on Sutton, as Scott said. The blimp is like in the sky, and then we were joking, like it's right behind me, isn't it?
The blimp is just like.
Yeah. Bond climbs up a rope as the blimp heads to the Golden Gate Bridge. Zorin is going to drag Bond across the bridge, but Bond uses his knowledge of ropes to get the blimp all tied up. The fight heads to the top of those long red bridge poles. You know what I mean? The big cables. Bond versus Zorin with an axe. Zorin falls to his death, and the Crypt Keeper is sad and tries to throw TNT at Bond like he's Wile E. Coyote, but then Bond, as if he's the Roadrunner, throws it back, and the blimp explodes, killing Scarface and everyone's favorite Nazi war criminal / horror host. And that's basically the end of the movie. Bond gets a Soviet. This is probably the funniest part of the movie. Bond gets a Soviet honor because Russia loves Silicon Valley. Bond is busy fucking Sutton in the shower while Q uses his toy car to peep, and it feels like the movie can't wait to end. Like when the credits start, they're already like halfway up the screen.
Yeah.
And this time, this is the first Bond film. At the end, he will just return, not he will return in, etc. Because at this point, they had only 6 titles left to use. The 4 that I mentioned earlier, The Living Daylights, and Quantum of Solace. Which is, it's crazy that they eventually used that one. And not Risico. That sounds way more like a Bond movie than Quantum of Solace. Even though I do like it, it sounds like it's like an Eminem lyric. I don't know where
Bond kill shot.
Yeah, I don't hate this one. I definitely like it more than Octopussy and Man with a Golden Gun when it comes to the Moore films. And it's not like one of my least favorites, but it's probably my least favorite Bond film that isn't one of my least favorite Bond films, if that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense, and I know exactly what you mean. Like, it's one that I wouldn't be like, oh, you've got to see that. Like, if you enjoy the Bond movies, I'd be like, yeah, well this is like C tier, but whatever. But like, if somebody was like, I want to watch a Bond movie. I have a friend who's only seen the Craig ones. And if I were to show them like older ones, we would not be starting with View to a Kill. You know what I mean? Like,
if they're like world's biggest Christopher Walken or Grace Jones or Duran Duran fans or something, maybe.
Yeah,
they probably already seen it. So,
one thing about this movie, I forget. Tanya Roberts is in it. She has a very distinctive voice, and I remember she played Donna's mom on That 70s Show. So. Whenever I see that, I've just seen and hearing Donna's mom in a Bond movie.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of good performers in this that are just let down by a kind of nonsense script.
I wish it was more. I do like each half of the nonsense is like fun, at least in a way. Like the horse eugenics and microchip cartels to sink the entire Bay Area. Those are both fun compared to Octopussy, where it's just like, we're gonna blow up a city.
Yeah. I mean, I think those two things are like good foundations for a movie.
Yeah.
It's
I had a friend.
It does feel like a first draft.
It feels like a thing where you could like take a lot of this story. You can honestly split it. I want to see the horse eugenics Bond movie. That's just about that.
It has to end with him fighting a horse.
Yeah.
I would love to see Christopher Walken's character like inject himself with the horse eugenics.
Oh yeah.
Just like half horse, half Christopher Walken.
It's like a Resident Evil movie.
No, it would just become Sorry to Bother You again.
Yeah.
Well,
like this movie is both Sorry to Bother You and the fucking Matt Reeves Batman movie, where the Riddler just like drowns an entire stadium for like no reason. And honestly, I respect it. I respect it more than Octopussy for sure. I will say that the writing in this one is absolute horseshit.
Yeah.
And it's very unconnected. The script barely even reads like a normal human conversation. And like there's just a part of the movie where Bond just keeps repeating his catchphrase.
Which one are you talking about?
It's just like No, just like my name is Bond, James Bond, but
Yeah.
it's just like that for like 3 times in a row, and it's like, yeah, man, we get it. You're James Bond.
Bond,
Can you
James
like do
Bond.
something?
Well, speaking of doing things, let's go back to my
Grow up, 007.
dad thoughts again, because he also rewatched Never Say Never Again. He wrote, is also not among the better Bond films, although it was nice to have Sean Connery back as Bond.
Is it?
Is it? He's
I
very.
say that every day.
I like the theme for this, but I did notice that the usual Bond theme was not used, I guess, because of the contract issues with the film. I'll let my dad introduce this concept. Never Say Never Again appears to be a remake of Thunderball. Not appears, it is. With the antagonist Largo, played by Klaus Maria Brandor, and the female lead Domino, played by Kim Basinger. Both offered adequate, not great performances. Female antagonist was Fatima, played by Barbara Carrera. He really liked Barbara Carrera. Though our roles in costume with the ballroom dancing scene in the middle of the movie gave the film almost a comedic flavor. I like the movie, but I would also rate it in the bottom half of the Bond films. Because yes, we are indeed, because it came out in '83. Technically, we should have put it in between, I guess, the two movies. I'm fucking up my backgrounds. Never Say Never Again. My summary of this movie is much shorter because I mostly wrote down notes for how it diverged from Thunderball, because it is in fact a remake of Thunderball. It's funny. This is like the first time I've watched. This is definitely the first time I've watched this since I've moved to like in like 15 years. You know what I mean? The amount of writing I have done of like stories since the last time I saw this is a large amount, and I never really thought about in the abstract the story of Thunderball. But it's kind of not, it's like not a good Bond story very much. Like, it's on a narrative level, there's no real mystery. The audience is privy to most of what the villain is doing the entire time, and most of the action happens just kind of coincidentally where Bond is for like the first half of the story, and the second half of the story is just him cleaning up everything, him just finding out the things that we already know are going to happen, and like clarifying them. So it is I understand that they were stuck with it, so it's kind of, it just kind of is what it is on their part, but it does also suck for them that they got stuck with this one and not like Dr. No. You get like, he gets to go to like an island, and like there's all these traps and stuff. From Russia with Love, you get all that train stuff. You could like from Russia with Love, you could really just like really like focus on the relationship or something. But they got Thunderball. And it's also from the director of The Empire Strikes Back.
Yes.
And produced by Jason Schwartzman's dad. I think
No, I didn't know that.
I think Talia Shire was like some sort of consultant producer on this or something. I think the overall thing about this movie, I would probably rather rewatch this than either of these other two movies, but not necessarily because it's good, because it's kind of funny. It's like they did it wrong.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. You described it as awkward, and I thought that was like the best way to describe it, where it just didn't quite, the parts didn't quite fit together. I actually agree with your dad, and I did enjoy seeing Connery back in the role. I think he owns it in a way that Moore never did. More than anything, I remember thinking, like, because he obviously looks much older, it's like it would have been interesting to see like a Bond movie, like an actual one from like the people who actually made it, like a version of where like, they had to call him back, where like made in the 80s. They acknowledge he's the age he is, and like, he is like, one more mission. I don't know, Blofeld came back, or they don't have the right step. But you know what I mean?
It would be another 30 years before Logan. So the producers didn't think about that was a thing that they could do. Because that's kind of what it would be. It's fun. Bond, I wrote this. Bond, he's covered in thick black dye to make his eyebrows not gray. He looks like really... he looks very strange in this. He looks a little bit like the way he looks when they try to make him Japanese and You Only Live Twice, or he looks almost like he's made up to be like a Vulcan on Star Trek or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there. Sorry, Sean Connery.
It's just, they're trying to make him younger than he looks, like.
We get our unique 007 opening as they can't use any of the assets. Old man James is participating in a war game. New M hates Bond because he's full of liquor and red meat. So Bond is sent off to a clinic. I
will say, that was you're full of liquor and red meat, and then when Connery replies, well, I will give up the red meat.
Yeah.
Just the way he plays that, I was like, yeah, that's classic Bond. He still got it. He's still very good at playing this character.
It should be noted that Max von Sydow plays Blofeld in 3 scenes, and he has a very cute cat that can't stop making biscuits. This is probably my favorite Blofeld cat. Because it's on the one in You Only Live Twice does not like Donald Pleasance. If you watch that movie, he's trying to get the fuck out of there.
No, he's not.
This you can tell this cat was chill with Max. He was probably would have left with Max von Sydow had he wanted to. So in this version, instead of making one guy look like they need to steal the nukes, the plot of Thunderball, in short, is Spectre with Largo being the main guy. They make a guy who's connected to these nukes. They make one of their guys. They change his appearance so he looks like this American soldier, so they can steal some nukes. And Bond basically finds this out because he's coincidentally at the same clinic that the guy whose appearance was changed is recovering at. And then, kind of disconnected, this sort of leads him to the Bahamas because her sister, or the dead guy, the missing guy, the guy who's being impersonated, I think, his sister is, I guess, the lead there, and then she just ends up being with the bad guy, and then we find out that the bad guys are just using the bombs to blow stuff up because they're bad guys. And Bond has to stop them. That's the plot of Thunderball, right? Essentially. Mm-hmm. So in this version, instead of making one guy look like the guy they need to steal the nukes, Spectre turns the guy's eye into the president's eye because they need that to steal the nukes. Also, Bond has a suitcase full of food. Or caviar or something, right?
Yeah.
The nuke theft, we see a bit more of it, and there's some music. You should talk about the music, Jason, but there's some really heavy lifting. There's a scene that's supposed to be dramatic where it's the nuke is being moved into place, but it's literally just a box getting moved around on a forklift. And the music is doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah, this film is scored by Michel Legrand, who is one of my favorite composers. Did the music for The Umbrellas of Cherbourg and the Young Girls of Rochefort, and also composed one of my favorite songs, Windmills of Your Mind. Love this composer. Absolute dog shit job in this movie. I don't know what happened. It's it's such a great composer, such a talented composer. So many incredible scores. I think it's just a really bad mismatch with his style and James Bond. That's the only way I can account for it.
It feels like he's imitating on all these things too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It switches. It doesn't have a consistent style. If you had told me the music for this film was 3 different composers and a bunch of random tracks they got. Because that's what it sounds like, and I understand maybe that was what he was trying to do. You know what I mean? Create a variation of sound. But to be honest, if I had to guess, it's probably just feel I don't know.
I'm familiar enough with his work that listening to the music in this movie, it felt more like maybe he got knocked out and someone had to pretend to be him. It just doesn't really sound like his music, so I have no idea.
There was one scene with the music that made me laugh. I forget the specific context, but it's later on, Bond and Felix Leiter are doing something, and then the sequence ends, and they kind of laugh it off, and the music, it reminds me of the bit in Wet Hot American Summer at the end of the Ken Marino, Joe Latrulio storyline, where they just laugh and that sitcom music plays.
Yeah.
It's It's bad. I remember I noted a couple of times. I cut out a lot of them. One of my favorite scenes, the guy with the eye is killed with the old snake in the old snake in the lap, make you crash into a wall, then blow you up with a bomb, but not after getting the snake back trick. In which
It's a story as old as time, you know?
It works every time.
that scene also reminds me of Wet Hot American Summer, because basically the Fatima drives up to this guy with the special eye, throws a snake into the thing. He goes, oh, and then it suddenly, much like the crash that Ken Marino gets into in Wet Hot American Summer, suddenly he's just careening off the road and flipping. And then instead of just leaving him there to die, she gets out, or just blowing him up in the first place, she gets out, puts a bomb in there, gets the snake, and then blows it up.
Yeah, and I love the line he gives as he's crashing, which is specifically, "Oh no, no!"
Yeah. Some other people show up. Fake Q does not hit. I wrote. I don't like this fake Q. This is my least favorite version of Q ever. Sounds like you're going to say something.
Yeah, this is one of two characters in this movie that I'm very confused by how, like, they cast it's a British actor who sounds like they're doing a fake British accent.
Is the other one Rowan Atkinson?
The other one is Rowan Atkinson,
because
yes.
Rowan Atkinson's in this movie.
Yeah. Yes, both Rowan Atkinson and Alec McCowan, like, are seemingly doing a British accent that's not their native accent, and it just doesn't sound right.
Yeah, well, anyways, it's Thunderball, so we get some water stuff. Very weird, unsexy sex scene on a boat.
I wrote down one of the exchanges here because it's like the worst flirting in any of the Bond films. You appear tense. You affect me, James. Well, that's bad. Going down, one should always be relaxed. Great.
Yeah.
Wonderful dialogue. It's so sexy.
The big change to the general action of Thunderball here is that they move some of the middle action and the later action to the south of France and then to northern Africa. But it's essentially still the same narrative of Bond sort of gumshoeing around Largo's boat. And then in the best part of the movie, Bond goes to a casino filled with centipede machines. And he plays an incredible game called, like, Domination with Largo that made me fucking laugh because they get in there. I remember because I was watching, it was just me and Scott, and I remember, because I hadn't seen this in a long ass time, they walk into this room and there's this big wooden table, but it's got like a wooden rim on the middle, like a view screen. And I'm like, what's that? And I remember I said to Scott, I'm so excited for them to start talking about this table. And the rules for this thing, they're not that complicated, but they're definitely more complicated than they should be for this movie. Because it takes
for this scene,
for this, it's because it's like one scene. It's like if the whole movie was about this game, you could have more rules. But he, I want to almost like I almost did this, and now I'm gonna do it.
I like the setup here so much. In like, it really makes me wish that there was more like cyber Regency era stuff. Because it's like all of this like Regency era furniture, just with the gamer stuff built into it.
This is I'm summarizing a little bit, but Largo says the game is called Domination. I designed it myself. This game has one objective: power. We will be fighting for countries chosen at random by the machine. For this demonstration, I will choose France. Target areas will light up on the map. Whoever hits them first with his laser beam will score a point. But there is another way to win. With your left hand, you control 2 nuclear missiles. With your right hand, you control a shield to block my missiles. But if you fail, boom, I win the game. Which is too many rules. It's too, like, and especially because, like, while it's happening, you're seeing all these visuals, and it's like this, it's like a wireframe version of France with, like, I guess, like, cut up into districts. and it seems very like specific. Like their targeting they're having to doing is not. It's not like, you know, a Mario Party game where there's like 12 areas on the screen. It seems like there's hundreds. And then it starts like shocking him as he's playing it. I think specifically whenever it would cut to those like wide shots of them just like zoop, 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 like sitting there, that like fucking cracked me up. And then also the that made you laugh, Scott. I remember when the thing was like game engage, like the like robot voice came on.
That's right.
What a good scene.
I just saw that part of the movie, and it was a wild sequence.
Yeah, it's the most important part of the movie for sure.
Definitely.
I could imagine. Yeah.
The worst part about this movie is that after this moment in the movie, it kind of nothing really else happens in it that's as funny as this, in my opinion, at least.
I want them to remake this again, except the villain's like, it's called Battletoads.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking like, what if they had just played Pong? At least that would have been more like comprehensible. At least Bond does a choreographed dance with Domino. My dad mentioned the ballroom dancing earlier. Fatima, the femme fatale, is killed because she wants Bond to write a written confession about how bomb her pussy was, and then he uses a bomb to blow her up. Okay, I have to explain about the Tears of Allah now.
I'm out of here.
So there's this bit about like the Tears of Allah, which is a real shipwreck. I believe it's the one Bond and Fatima visit earlier in the movie, but it's also a fake necklace that Domino has, which is a map to an archaeological dig, also called the Tears of Allah, which I guess is connected to the mines they mentioned earlier as a target for Spectre. The only real Tears of Allah is the shipwreck, I believe. And, you know, obviously the Tears of Allah himself, the prophet.
We have no opinion on one way or the other.
We're not saying anything
Although
about
I do have this lovely picture of him if you'd like to see that I just
Bond and woke Felix Leiter use some bogus little jet booster things to go 5 feet. Bond is also flown by a helicopter, but sorry, this isn't canon. I'm not counting it. And, you know, Bond wins and winks into the camera at the end. But you know, like I said, I didn't really sum up the exact specifics of this one, more so the major ways that it kind of deviated from Thunderball, and any other things that I thought were funny. But yeah, it's weird. It's a weird movie. One of the weirder Bond movies, just because it just feels wrong. I was mentioning that, I mean, I kind of started the conversation on this, but I was thinking about in Kung Pao. or is that the movie when they're like, we trained him wrong as a joke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's this movie. They made it wrong as a joke.
It actually, it weirdly like makes you appreciate like what makes a Bond movie. Mm-hmm. Because like take that stuff out and it's like, well, this is just an action movie that like a guy happened to be named James Bond in it, but like you know, like the song, just the fact that it was just opening credits while he was going, you know, doing that attack.
Yeah.
And not hearing the theme, you know, like the bad or good, there's something like you need these things to make them a Bond movie. It doesn't mean it's going to be a good Bond movie or a bad Bond movie, but it does fit into the category of a Bond movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they've done some Ship of Theseus stuff, and you're like, oh, it's not his ship anymore.
Yeah,
you got an answer. It's not his ship now.
Let's talk about some good old music. Yeah, we gotta rank a couple songs here. We got three today. We'll go in the order we talked about them. First, All Time High from Octopussy. So I have a little bit of affection for this song. I have a movie idea that I'm not going to get too far into because I still like parts of it, where the movie took place from 81 to 83. And so it opened with For Your Eyes Only playing on the radio, and the movie's about the main character finding out about stuff he really shouldn't find out about. And the movie ends at the low point, and then All Time High plays on the radio. And so because of that, I have a lot of affection for the song. But it's also not, it's not very, it should be pretty low. For previous context, we've got in S tier, Goldfinger, You Only Live Twice, Live and Let Die. A tier, From Russia with Love with vocals, Cash's Thunderball, the On Her Majesty's Secret Service instrumental theme, The Look of Love. B tier, the other From Russia with Love instrumental, Thunderball, We Have All the Time in the World, Diamonds Are Forever, whatever this is supposed to be. Spy Who Loved Me. Do I have a second? What is this? Oh yeah, just never. Sorry. Nobody Does It Better from The Spy Who Loved Me. I was like mixing movies up. I couldn't like. I was like looking at it and it broke my brain. I thought like there was a duplicate movie and then I realized it's two things. C tier, Dr. No, Man with a Golden Gun, For Your Eyes Only. D tier, Moonraker. F tier, Casino Royale. I don't know. Octopussy, what do people think? C?
I mean, I was going to say D. I don't think it deserves an F, but I mean, like, I'd be fine with C though. But like, to me, it's pretty.
Yeah, there's a few Bond songs that like actively aggravate me. This one's fine. Mm-hmm. It's I think C tier. Like I don't think it's a great song, but it's not. When I hear it, it doesn't make me angry.
All Time High is just like a typical Tuesday night for me. So I would also probably give it a C.
All right, I think.
He's cool, yeah. Rip it up.
I think the C's have it.
Oh yeah. All right, now, A View to a Kill. I love this song. It's probably my fourth favorite Bond song. We've already talked about my top three. I would put it S or A tier, personally.
Yeah, same. Like I could live with A tier, but I love this song, so I would go S tier.
I mean, I don't like this song quite as much as you do. Like I'm fine with A tier. It definitely wouldn't be a S tier for me. I like Duran Duran, and I do like this song. It doesn't quite hit as hard for me though.
That's fair.
I'll S tier this guy.
I'm with Jason on this one. I think that this is probably an A for me. I don't hate it. It got kind of aggravating for me after a while, and for a Duran Duran song, it just doesn't go hard enough. It's not hungry like the wolf.
To clarify, Luna and Jason, would y'all personally put it in A, or are y'all just saying y'all would be okay with it being an A?
I would be okay with it being an A personally. I would shoot for a B.
Yeah, I think for me it's like a B.
Okay, because if y'all had said A, it would have evened out to S, but I think because I think it evens out to A.
Yeah, it sounds like it evens out to A.
So that's where we're gonna put it.
Sounds like a lot of bullshit to me.
Then we got Never Say Never Again, which I barely remember. I think this is a D or an F for me because there's like the Never Say Never Again.
Yeah, I didn't even realize there was a song of this one, so I'm fine with like, yeah, D or F.
As the big Michel Legrand fan here, I think this is an F. I think this is like a terrible song.
I think I kind of want to do the F. I'm kind of with you on the F, Jason, honestly, on a personal level for you, because I know you like the Casino Royale thing, and I was like, I feel like if we put this one above that one, it would really hurt him psychologically, and so I'm okay with it going F tier, because we can't
I've got the 50th anniversary collection of Casino Royale music. This was re-released more than a dozen times. That's how popular this soundtrack is.
Yeah, but it's not the casino. That's not the main theme. Isn't the reason? It's like the look of love.
I love the main theme. I understand everyone else hated it, I love the theme. It's okay.
I'm just saying that the reason, if it was a single of just the main theme, that wouldn't be reprinted that many times.
Maybe not.
Maybe.
I think it's a great theme, though.
What did everybody else think about Never Say Never Again? Did the people who didn't watch the movie even listen to it? I guess y'all probably.
I'm going to call that now. No, they did not.
Really bad.
The people who watched it barely listened to it.
That's okay. I didn't remind anyone. All right, we're gonna put it in F tier because fuck it.
Yeah, it's garbage. It's bad job, Michelle.
You goofed up on this one. Did a good job with some of that other stuff. You did a pretty good job, I would say, with the old Umbrellas of Sure Burr. That's a pretty good movie. I think that's a good movie. I don't know what you guys think. Sorry, I'm kind of vamping a little bit because I'm doing some cleanup over here before we switch to our last thing. Oop. There we go. I'm gonna leave that there. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna move this down here. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. I think it's about time for Connor's Wicked Games, sponsored by Chris Isaac. Every week, like Jigsaw, I like to play a little game. This week, Bond Purdy 2. That's right, Bond Jeopardy has returned, as I knew it would. So let me actually share my my screen with y'all, so y'all can see the Bond Purdy board. Whoop. It's gonna go like that. Okay. Need 4 teams. I'm gonna put in who I'm seeing, and Jason. Here we go. Bond Purdy is back. Basically, all standard Jeopardy rules apply, except I'm going to give you all a little cushion of points to start with. Yeah, that's right. I give everyone starts with 500 points, so you have a little bit something to lose and wager with. And there's a second thing too, but we're using a buzz-in thing here. So
Buzz.
we'll see how that goes. But let me switch over.
Let me get to the buzz.
Yeah, for sure. It's over here. We got some technical stuff.
Let me. There we go. Okay, I'm back in.
Alrighty then. As old Ace Ventura, I think this is going. I think I got it up. I think I got everything. I think everything's going well. So let's start with we got 4 categories, 4 questions each. Bond baddies, Bond buddies, travel Bond, which is about places you went to, and behind the scenes. Which I gotta be honest, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you 3 of those 4 questions are about the music, because that was the only stuff. I tried to make this, I remember last time, I think only like 2 of these were answered. And so I tried to make them a little easier this time. And so I'm going to, everyone pay attention to the screen, or actually I'm almost like in my head I should just read it, so you guys have to wait until after I'm reading, you know what I mean? Like, maybe you guys shouldn't be seeing it, or I don't know. You have to wait till I'm oh, you know what I can do? I have a lock. Can you guys try to buzz in right now?
Yeah, I was just gonna say my shit just locked up.
I can't. It's locked.
Okay.
Damn it.
So that's what I'm gonna do. Is you can be like, I think you can probably click it multiple times when you know.
I'm trying right now. Let's try it. That's right. I'm actually doing it proactively.
Yeah. Okay. So I will unlock it when I'm done with the question, if that makes sense. Reading it.
Cool.
But Luna, do you want to pick our first thing, our first? Whatever.
Well, you know, as Cinema Curse's certified baddie, I think I'm gonna have to go with Bond Baddies for 200.
All right, Bond Baddies for 200. Author of a biography of abolitionist Cassius Marcellus Clay, the actor who played Jaws. The lock is off, everybody. This is one of I will say, like, there was a couple on here that I knew were going to be a little harder. This is one of them, but I thought maybe. Nobody.
Nope.
All right. That is, who is Richard Keel?
Oh,
Sorry,
shit.
Richie.
Damn it! It's just right there too.
I mean, he's been in other stuff too. He's not just Jaws.
I know he was in Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, exactly. And he wrote
not
a
seen that.
My
biography
mistake.
of Cassius Clay, the abolitionist.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I feel like everything he was in, he was like, "Oh, that's Jaws."
Yeah.
the only Jaws I know is Bruce. All right.
All right, Luna, why don't you pick another one?
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna keep going down the baddie list.
You go to 300.
So we're gonna 300.
Not the Destroyer, the spacefaring villain of Moonraker. Not the Destroyer, the spacefaring villain of Moonraker. The name of the character.
I barely remember Moonraker.
Bri.
Steve.
So Bri buzzed in. Everybody else, for a quarter of the points, so this will be 75, you can wager whether you think Bri is right or wrong.
Don't wager against me, I'll tell you.
What do you guys think?
I'm gonna wager that his name was not Steve.
Yeah, I don't think it was Steve. You know.
Luna?
You know what? Just for fun, I'm gonna go against the grain and say Bri's definitely right. His name was absolutely Steve.
Nope.
Go.
So
Damn it. You know, honestly, it was just me kind of just stepping on the sword so we could all have a game. That's really why I did that.
Any other one? Anybody else want to buzz in for that one? Nope. All right. Two is Drax.
Drax.
Missed the wordplay there. Not the Destroyer. All right, Luna. Well, you know what, Bri? We'll go with you because you guessed. You buzzed in.
Yeah. Let's go for Travel Bond for 400.
All right. These are a lot easier, I think. I hope.
Okay.
Featured in The Man with the Golden Gun, the Southeast Asian country where Redacted presumably and hopefully died in prison. Redacted is the reason Redacted is because it's an answer to a different question. If y'all had gotten that one first, I would have just said it. Luna, buzz in.
What is China?
What does everybody else think? Yes, no.
I don't think that's right.
Yeah, I don't either.
No.
I'm gonna pick a different one and say Thailand.
Everybody else, what do people think about that one?
I think that one's also incorrect.
Anybody else want to wager on that one? Because you lose points if you say it wrong, essentially. I think it's just Scott. Unfortunately, you're going to lose those points you just got.
Oh no!
Because Bri is correct. That is in fact Thailand. Is the central thing.
I'm a Bond hustler. I actually really know everything about Bond. Sorry.
Bri, what do you want to go next?
Travel Bond for 300.
Okay. Known for being protected by Luke Cage in Marvel Comics, the New York City neighborhood Bond visits in Live and Let Die.
Is it Bronx?
Oh.
Well, you got to buzz in. Scott?
Oh, shit, sorry.
Is it Harlem?
What does everybody else think about that one?
I think that's right, yeah.
Harlem.
Yeah, Harlem sounds right.
That is correct. Everybody gets an extra 75 from that. Let's see. And cool. Still with now Scott, your turn.
I guess we will go Beyond the Scenes for 100.
All right.
Out of curiosity, the EAH, is this Canadian related? Because you did the Beyond like that, like Beyond.
Nope.
Sounds like doing some Canadian.
No, it's
shit.
like it's supposed to be Bond, but then it's behind, but it's like a forced.
Okay, I
It's
understand.
like
Yes.
it's just bad. Known for their new wave sound, they perform the title theme from A View to a Kill. Jason,
Duran.
does everybody agree with that? I assume.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Yes, that is in fact Duran. That's an extra 25 points for everybody else. Jason, where do you want to go next?
I guess Bond baddies for 100.
All right. What? Yep. Known for his unique way of speaking, the actor who played the villainous Max Zorin in A View to a Kill. I got Scott on that one.
Who is Christopher Walken?
What does everybody think about that one?
Yes.
Yep.
Brad?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep, that is in fact Christopher Walken. Another 25 for everybody. Scott, where do you want to go
I'll
next?
go back to Behind the Scenes for 200.
All right. Having recorded 2 Bond themes already, she was called in to perform the unremarkable title theme from Moonraker. The lock is off. All right. We're gonna.
I'm trying to remember her name. Like,
Yeah.
I know who it is, but I don't remember her
We're
name.
gonna have to do a bup. Who is Shirley Bassey or Bassey?
Yeah.
I kept wanting to say Shelley Long, and I was like, nope, that's from Cheers. That's
Cheers. Yeah. That'd be cool if she did both.
We'll go back
Yeah.
to you, Scott, or who has answered the last one right. I think it was.
that was me.
Okay, go ahead.
You know what? Let's do Bond Buddies for 100.
All right. Portrayed by Bernard Lee from Dr. No to Moonraker, Bond's long-suffering boss. Scott,
Who is M?
what does everybody else think about that one?
Sure. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, why not?
Correct. Yep. It's M. It's M, everybody.
All right.
Let's give everyone...
Let's do another Bond Buddy for 200.
Cool. Bond buddies for 200. Maud Adams is second Bond girl and the title character of Roger Moore's penultimate adventure. Luna,
Octopussy.
what does everybody think about that one?
Yes.
I agree.
Sounds good.
Yep, that is correct. That is indeed Octopussy. That's an extra 50 points for everyone else, and you get to choose where we go next.
All right. I think we're going to go Travel Bond for 100.
Sin City, where the central action in Diamonds Are Forever takes place. Scott.
Las Vegas. Where is Las Vegas? What is Las Vegas?
Yes. I think it's what or where. I was thinking about that too. I wrote them as what, but I don't know if it is supposed to be what or where.
You say where? Yeah, if you say where, you're like looking for another one. So Nevada?
Yeah. No, it's. I assume does everyone agree with Scott's answer? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is in fact Las Vegas. Let's give another 25 to everyone else. Where do we want to go next, Scott?
Let's do Beyond the Scenes for 300.
Known as the fifth Beatle, the composer of Live and Let Die. Scott.
Oh, shit. The composer.
Yep. Yeah, you buzzed in. He buzzed in. He's got to answer. He's
Yoko Ono.
what does everyone else think about that one?
I buzz. George Martin.
No. Well, Bri,
Oh,
we got to do it
What?
piece by piece.
I buzz.
You missed it, buddy.
I buzz.
No. You're gonna get at the points eventually. We got to. Everyone's got
I
to.
want them all.
Okay. First of all, does everybody What do you think about Scott saying Yoko Ono?
I think that's probably wrong.
I think that Scott is a crazy person.
All right.
And actually was the reason the Beatles broke up.
Well, all right. And then there was another buzz, and it was Bri. Now Bri.
Okay.
Yes.
Who is George Martin?
What does everybody else think about that one?
Sure.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Should a little bit more, go along with me here. I know what I'm doing.
No, you did it right. You just did it out of order. We were supposed to wager on whether or not you thought Scott's was correct, and then I would have gone
I understand. No, I understand.
Yeah. So that's what was going on there.
I was excited. I knew something in this game for the first time, so I got excited.
Bri.
I'm gonna go beyond the scenes for 400.
All right. The most prolific director of Bond films, he directed every Bond film in the 80s and started with, appropriately, Moonraker. And
people directed these movies?
That is John Glenn. Not the astronaut. That's what was going on there. You want to pick another one, try another one, Bri?
Let's do Bond Buddies for 400.
The franchise's second M, he took over for Bernard Lee and Octopussy. I believe I mentioned his name earlier.
You did.
Who is Robert Brown? All right, Bri, still on you.
Bond Buddies for 300.
America's Sweetheart, portrayed by Clifton James in both Live and Let Die and The Man with the Golden Gun. Name of a character. This was the redacted from earlier. Nobody remembers. Good old J.W. Pepper.
Oh,
that was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know exactly who you were talking about.
All right, back to you, Bri. We're clearing out the board.
We are doing Bond Baddies for 400.
Known for having a third nipple, the villainous hitman played by Christopher Lee.
I just was thinking about Total Recall. I didn't know about this one.
Jason?
Scaramanga.
What does everybody else think?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
What are we at for points right now? I trust Jason. Yeah, Jason. You're right.
Yep.
I guess.
It is, in fact, Scaramanga. That's an extra 100 points. I think, Luna, you just got fucked by getting like a 400 earlier wrong at one point, and it completely put you in like a different thing from everybody else. But okay, so
I am losing Bond trivia intentionally.
All right, lastly, Travel Bond for 200. Constructed in the 1930s, the location of the climactic fight in A View to a Kill. Scott.
What is the Golden Gate Bridge?
Everyone agrees with that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, that is, in fact, correct. Another 50 points for everybody. So everybody can see the points that they got on the board. Luna 550, Bri 300, Scott 1400, Jason 1450.
Wait, did you say 300 or 1300?
1300.
1300.
Okay.
No, I'm not trying to cheat you. I promise.
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna lose this in solidarity with Luna anyways.
Oh, please. I'm the only person who didn't make it to quadruple digits.
Yeah.
It's true. Just wait.
All right. Final Bond Purdy. The category 70s Bond girls.
Perfect.
So everyone can wager secretly to themselves. The category is 70s Bond girls. Everyone's got their wager?
Yep.
The question, name any Bond girl from any 70s Bond film. So I'll let everyone think about this.
The character or the
Actor. Yeah.
actor.
If you can get, I'm looking for the character.
Okay.
Luna, how much did you wager?
I'll wager all of my points.
And do you have?
Why not?
And do you have a guess?
A 70s Bond girl. No, I did not get that far in thinking ahead. So you know what? Since we are intentionally trying to lose, we're gonna say knick-knack.
Okay. Bri, how much did you wager?
I actually do remember her name. I wagered everything.
Okay.
Why not? And Solitaire, if I remember correctly.
All
or
right.
I'm thinking of somebody else.
Scott, how much did you wager?
I wagered 5 points.
And what was the name you came up with?
I can't think of a single, like, they're all like, wait, no, that's 80s, that's 60s. I cannot think of one from the 70s.
Jason, how much did you wager?
1,450.
And guess?
I think the worst Bond girl name, Holly Goodhead.
Well, to those who did not guess, you lose those points. But to the two who guessed, you doubled your points, both Solitaire and Holly Goodhead. I have a list here. Some of these include, these are basically all, any character who could be considered a Bond girl, as in like, whether it's someone who sleeps with Bond or like a femme fatale who he just fights and stuff like that. So you had a lot of, it was Tiffany Case, Plenty O'Toole, Bambi.
I forgot about Plenty O'Toole, yeah.
Bambi Thumper, Miss Caruso, Rosie Carver, Solitaire, Andrea Anders, Mary Goodnight, Log Cabin Girl, Harem Tent Girl, Anya Amazova, Naomi Felicia spelled weird, Connie DeFore, Manuela, Holly Goodhead, Private Jet Hostess, and Blonde Beauty. His one, there's just a character called Blonde Beauty.
Wow.
That he
you can absolutely tell how much the writers had experience with real life women.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yep, I know screen sharing has stopped. So that ends with Jason, you come out on top. That's a gold medal for Jason, and then Bri, and then Scott, and then Luna. I'm sorry. No medals today, but I think it's like a point of pride. It seems like almost.
I'll accept the medal for least amount of points scored possible.
Yeah, you put like an asterisk next to my silver.
No.
Like, I'm not happy about this. Right?
Not intentional.
Scott, you want to do your bit?
Yes.
All right, let's go to Scott for.
Welcome to Scott's Comic Corner, brought to you by Eric Clapton and Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley, if it's good enough for Russia, it's good enough for you. Today, Thor turns 800. Congratulations, Thor. You're 800 years old and you're immortal. It's a big deal. That's sort of a continuation and turning point for the storyline that's going on right now. Currently, Thor is mortal. Stuck on Earth. He's kind of being tested. He doesn't know he's Thor. But there's also some backstories. Interesting enough for me, this will be the end of my Thor run because I am so fucking far behind that I said if I get to 800 and I'm still behind, I'm taking it off the pullet because there's only so many hours and so much money in my wallet. So congratulations, Thor. I will read this eventually. Maybe I'll be sad that I fell off, but the way it is. Other big news is that crossovers are really, they're always a big thing in comics, but there's a whole bunch of crossovers happening right now. The Kingdom of Zod is currently going on in the Superman corner of DC. That's through Supergirl, Superman Unlimited, Superman, and Action Comics. That's been going on for 2 months. And then Batman has a big crossover coming up called Bad Seeds. Basically, Poison Ivy is taking over Gotham. It's going to take place over one night. The entire story, it goes for about 2 months. Like, it starts next week, but the main stuff happens in September and October. That one's going to be a big one, and a lot of the Batman comics, I think all of them, are connected. Con and I were talking about this. I'm not sure you're going to have to read them all.
Yeah.
If I were to guess, I would say the Matt Fraction Batman books, any of the ones that are called Bad Seed, there's going to be a few one-shots called Bad Seed, and probably the Poison Ivy will be pretty connected to the story. But then I'm assuming the Harley Quinn and even the Nightwing stuff, it's just sort of what was Harley doing while this was going on?
Usual crossover stuff where it's just what were they up to when this happened?
Yeah. So I don't know. I will see how much of it I'll read. I definitely want to get as much as the main story. I've been enjoying Matt Friction's Batman. I haven't read Poison Ivy, but I guess just if you're doing crossovers, keep up on what's all coming out and what you need. I've also been reading not Daredevil. I have, but Deadpool. And that's going to next month start a crossover with Punisher. Both are written by Benjamin Percy. So he's doing a crossover for the next 2 months with those two. So just be aware. And that's it for today.
All right. Well, anybody got anything else? I'll give them if I can. Genocide, Pal Science, and everywhere else. I got nothing today. I got some stuff. I'm finally cracking into Grant Morrison's new X-Men, which I have a giant 40-issue omnibus of.
Nice.
And so...
Lanterns just came out this past weekend.
First step was really good.
That was pretty good.
I have mixed thoughts on Lanterns. I like the show they made, definitely, and I'm looking forward to watching it. But part of me is just we're doing a show about the Green Lanterns, the Cosmic Space Force. Where's it taking place? Small town Nebraska.
Yeah. I kind of like that choice. But
I get why they're doing it. I don't know. I just
I don't think the setting is going to stay the same the entire time.
It is too early to judge that. I know this sounds odd. I don't like the swearing in it. I don't like that it's rated TVMA. I just don't think it's necessary. I get that they're making it for adults, but I don't know. It just seems it's something that teenagers should maybe be able to watch, because there's not, unless it's going to get really violent or because Peacemaker makes sense. Peacemaker, okay, that's James Gunn. It's an adult sensibility. This show doesn't really have an adult sensibility except for the language. So I didn't think that was necessary.
We'll see. I don't entirely disagree with that.
I don't entirely disagree with that either, but a guy does explode.
That's true.
That is a thing that happens.
Yeah, and the center action of it is a mass shooting, that it's revolved around, or at least that's how it's framed in the show. But I trust in Lindelof. He's pretty good at doing TV, especially all his HBO stuff has all been pretty great. But yeah. James Bond Club will continue in a month with Timothy Dalton, the Timothy Dalton episode, Living Daylights and License to Kill. And we're going to talk about Remington Steele in that episode as well. We're
going to watch the whole series.
We're going to watch the entire series.
Can't wait.
Next episode is going to be our anniversary. We're going to talk about Edwin picked Yeti, Giant of the 20th Century, so we have to watch that some point this week, which will probably be fun.
Thank you, Edwin.
We also made him watch Fateful Findings, and we recorded it, and I'm editing it down into clips that I'm probably going to show on the show. And that'll be fun. I want to thank Bri here for composing our outro. Follow us, CinemaCurse666, on TikTok and Instagram. Like and subscribe. Smash that like button. Share this episode with your friends. Share this episode with your local microchip manufacturer. And I think that's just about it. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you, every
Goodbye.
person.